Hey everybody, Frank Kern here, and I just dug this video out of the vault. This is one of the most helpful videos I've ever shot, and it is one of the most popular videos I've ever shot, but I didn't leave it online very long, so you might not have seen it. In it, you're going to learn how to, quite simply, sell more stuff faster and easier. So let's get to it. So this is a Gretsch lap steel guitar that I just received completely unannounced out of the blue at random as a gift from my friend and teacher, John Carlton, who you probably know. And this thing is a lot of fun. It's hard to play, you know, because it's small and you have to play it in your lap, which I'm not used to. And you can't fret it. Like the only way you can make a note is to slide this little thing on it. So it's a little weird, you know, but it's cool. So I really appreciate Carlton sending me this thing. And this is the second coolest thing I've ever gotten from John Carlton. And both cool things I've received from him were completely unexpected. So I know that's a weird thing for me to say, right? Like the dude just sends me this gift and he sent me the cord, you know, unannounced, and sent me a special amp to go along with it. And I'm saying this is the second coolest thing he's ever given me. But it really does pale in comparison to the coolest thing he ever gave me, which is something I'd like to pass on to you. And the coolest thing Carlton ever gave me was a system of selling that makes things easy for you, the seller. And it's like, I guess you could call it like the moment of clarity or something. And I'll give you a little background on it, and then I'll just show you exactly what he gave me so you can take this and apply it to your business immediately. This is during the StomperNet 1 launch. So StomperNet, as you know probably, I was the guy, or one of the guys anyway, on the team, the squadron of people that worked on the first StomperNet launch, which was the biggest launch in the history of our industry to date, I think. Even if I'm wrong, let's just say it is. It makes me sound better, you know. But all the pieces were in place during that time, and we were almost ready to launch, but the copy wasn't done. And that was a major sticking point for everyone, because we'd focused so much on building up to this launch and, you know, getting these videos done and everything. And just like you probably witnessed in countless launches in our industry, it's like the copy. We forgot about the copy, you know. So right before the Stomper launch happened, my friend and partner at the time, Ed Dale, well, he was my partner then, he's still my friend, obviously, you know. Ed Dale and I were having this seminar in San Diego for our underachiever customers, our ultra underachiever customers. And John Carlton was our guest, and he was coming to speak at it. So we're in the little green room thing. We really did have a little green room thing. It was awesome. And someone else was on stage. I think it was maybe Bob Serling or someone was speaking at the time, and I had some time to be alone with John. And I was like, dude, man, we're kind of hosed on this whole copy thing for the launch, you know, for StomperNet. I mean, we're trying to find an angle and all this kind of stuff, and I'm kind of freaked out, you know, because I wasn't the dude that I was supposed to write the copy, even though I later ended up writing it. But it was kind of falling on my shoulders at the time, you know. So everyone was like, all right, man, you're going to have to fix this, you know. So I'm like, dude, what do I do? I'm flipped out. And man, the three sentences that he told me literally changed my entire approach to selling right then on the spot. I took his advice and have applied it countless number of times since then. And I've kind of created a little system based on what I learned from Carlton. I just want to give that to you now. So what I'll do is I prepared a little presentation for you, a little PowerPoint presentation. So we'll walk over to the computer, and I'll show you how all this stuff works, and you can start using it, make a bunch of money, and use some of that newfound money to buy my stuff. How about that for transparency in marketing? So let's go. Let's head on over to the old Mac, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, well, here we are at my moderately cluttered desk, and I'll show you this little method. that we learned from, that I learned from John Carlton. I don't even know if he realized how heavy duty this was when he taught me. I've entitled it The Easiest Way to Sell Stuff Ever. So we'll begin with a fancy PowerPoint, or should I say Macintosh keynote presentation now. All right, so basically there's 3 easy steps to just flat out selling things and not messing around, all right? And I'm not kidding. They are: step 1, you simply say, here's what I got. Step number 2, here's what it'll do for you. And step number 3, here's what I want you to do next. And up until that day that Carlton told me this stuff, and he like emphatically told me, right? So he made sure I got it. And Carlton's classic, like grizzled old man way, like, listen, Kern, you need to quit screwing around. You say, here's what I got, here's what it'll do for you, here's what I want you to do next. And he went on this diatribe about people selling from their heels and mucking up the sales message with all this unnecessary filler that no one gives a shit about. Right? And I got it that day. I was like, okay, so you're just saying come right out there and say what you got, what it'll do for them, what you want them to do next. And he was like, yeah. So part of me was kind of like, well, that's a little too simple, you know. But I don't know if you've ever hung out with John Carlton, but you don't ever want to argue or disagree with this person. So I went along with it, and I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. So let me kind of go over really the 3 deceptively simple components of the system of selling, which works every single time like a champ. With the here's what I got part, you actually come right out, or you can actually come right out and just say this. You can just get it out there and say, here's what I got, all right? The most recent example of doing this that I can give you is in the Paid for Life seminar promotion. You may or may not remember that promotion because it sold out so quickly. I presented a video with my friend Michael Koenigs where we offered a seminar called Paid for Life, which is no longer available. The goal of that seminar was to raise $100,000 to donate every penny of that to a foundation that helps children in Uganda. It worked. One promotion. In that promotion, I began with saying, here's what I got. As a matter of fact, let me show it to you. So here's a screenshot of the intro to the order form for this thing, and it literally just says, dear friend, here's what I got, right? So nothing, no fluff in this thing. Simply make a donation of $9.97 to the Just Like My Child Foundation, and we'll teach you some stuff, and then the letter continues, right? So that's a classic example, a recent example of just coming right out, quit screwing around and saying, here's what I got, all right? So step 2, here's what it'll do for you, all right? So once again, you can just come right out and say this, here's what it will do for you, all right? I did this recently when I sold out my Platinum Mastermind group at the Mass Control Seminar in San Diego. It sold out in about 10 minutes. That's a $2,700 per month program, and within that little 10-minute period of actually attempting to sell it, I got more applications than I had spots available. I actually had twice as many applications as I had spots. We had 20 slots available with 40 people apply, using this very system I'm teaching you, this deceptively simple system that lots of people are watching this video right now going, okay, yeah, great, show us the big secret. 5% of you are going to be like, okay, I'll try it. That 5% are going to make money. Anyway, so I'll give you specifically, I'll show you where it was in that promotion. Incidentally, that's a $648,000 per year business built in 10 minutes time using exactly what I learned from Carlton, just getting right out there and saying it, right? Think about this. If what you got is good and it's something they want and it will help them, there's really no need for messing around. So here's the specific example. This is taken from the application for the Platinum Mastermind group, right? Here's what the Mass Control Platinum Mastermind will do for you. So if you remember, step 1, here's what I got. Show the example of that. Step 2, here's what it'll do for you. Bam. That's the example right there, taken directly from that application, which immediately generated a $648,000 per year business. Pretty cool, all right? So step 3 is you simply tell your prospects, here's what I want you to do next, all right? And once again, you can actually come right out and say this. I don't know if Carlton really intended for me just to come out and say it, you know, but I was like, this guy's sold a lot more stuff than me. He knows a lot more about this kind of thing than I do. I'm just going to take everything he says literally and just do exactly what he says. So maybe he meant to finesse it a little bit more. I don't even bother finessing it. I just come out and say it. So this little section here when you say, here's what I want you to do next, if you just come right out and say this, it's going to save you from the part of selling that most people ruin, and that's the close. When it comes time to close the deal in your sales copy or in your presentation, I would say literally 99% of the presentations and the letters I read and review and everything, they drop the ball on this part. So they can get everything right. And then when it comes to actually say, give me some money, they freak out and they start selling, as Carlton says, from their heels. They're like, well, it's worth a lot of money and you should give me some, and you know, and they're not aggressive about it. But if you just come out and say, listen, here's what I want you to do next. You need to fill out the order form and give me some money because you'll get much more in return, or whatever. Just be blunt about it and give them good solid reasons why, and it'll work out. So quite literally, I like to say, here's what I want you to do next. Just get to the point and don't be afraid, I guess is what I was trying to say about that. Works like a charm. So taken once again from that little application, which was, I think, a 4-page application. It wasn't even 4 pages. I think it was 3 pages of sales copy that did that $648,000 annual business in 10 minutes, right? Here is the close from that, okay? It quite literally says, here's what you need to do next, okay? Membership is a flat $2,700 a month, blah, blah, blah. And then we had people apply, right? We had 40 of them apply. We could only take 20. So it worked. And that's the end of my official keynote presentation. So 2 reasons I'm making this video for you. One, I like to share good content, things that I've learned along the road. I've been at this a long time. I've made a lot of money doing it. And this little tidbit I'm giving you is directly responsible for tremendous sums of money. I can't tell you how much easier it is to begin a promotion if you just follow these rules. If you say, okay, well, what do I got? What's it going to do for them? What do I want them to do next? That's all you've got to do, right? And you need to write well to do it, you know, but literally you can be as blunt as the examples I just showed you and it will work, or at least from my personal experience, it will work. If it weren't for this advice that I received from John Carlton, this incredible gift that he gave me that I'm now passing on to you, I would have never, at least I don't think I would have ever had the success launching or helping launch that first StomperNet thing, or the Pipeline Profits thing, or the stuff that I did with Neil Strauss when I helped him, or even my own launches. Had I not had that clear, focused roadmap to follow, it would have never happened. So I want you to use this information. It's good. Now the second reason I'm making this video is because I wanted to slip in a little surprise for all the people who have who've watched up until this point. So here's what I got. On Friday, November 6, 2009, I'm going to sell the last remaining copies of Mass Control 2.0. And I'm going to sell it on the most affordable basis I've ever offered it before. 7 payments of $297 a month. Now you need to understand that Mass Control is the most widely copied but rarely understood marketing approach on the internet today. When I say widely copied, if you've ever seen people begin an email with the phrase bad news, or if you ever see people making videos where they're moving from one location or the other, that's all as a result of the influence that Mass Control has had on this marketplace. However, it's very misunderstood because not everybody has been able to get their hands on the complete training. I've always limited the amount of quantities that I released, especially including now. There are only 148 copies left. What Mass Control 2.0 will do for you is basically, in a nutshell, it allows you to give away free stuff that makes people happy so you can then sell people stuff that make them even happier. So instead of being an obnoxious, pushy salesperson that does this over-the-top, lame marketing stuff, right? You're able to give people valuable content, make them happy, and instead of just creating customers, you're able to create what I call fans with money. And these are people who really, really value what you bring to the table and are happy to pay you what you ask repeatedly because of that value you give them. And that's what Mass Control 2.0 is all about, and that's what it will do for you. Now, also, when you order one of these last remaining 148 kits of Mass Control 2.0, you'll be helping out a very good cause, because 100% of the upfront first month's payment of $297 is being donated by me to the Angela Shelton Foundation, which is a foundation that helps women who are survivors of domestic abuse, battery, and rape. So I think that's a very good cause to support, and you'll be helping them when you invest in Mass Control 2.0 on Friday, November 6th. So what I want you to do next is somewhere on this blog, hopefully below the video, unless I've brilliantly forgotten to do it, there's going to be a little link where you can join the early bird notification list. Now chances are you're already on my list, so you know that I'm not going to spam you or do anything lame. When you join this early bird notification list, I'm simply going to send you an advanced link before it officially goes live, so you can go ahead and grab your copy. And regardless of what you decide to do, I hope you found this video to be very valuable. If you follow the steps I outlined, I'm pretty sure they're going to help you make more money, and that's my goal for you at the end of the day. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll talk to you soon. See you on November 6th.